All right. Hey, everybody. It's Dee Corchin, and I am glad you guys came out. It's Monday, December 7th, and this is our monthly client and coach connection. And we've been doing this for about a year, where we come together on the first of the month, really just because we know of the power of community and being with like-minded people. And honestly, I think this time of year, this busy time of year, we need to be more connected than ever, because we have so many things with the holidays and the busyness of the season that are going to take us away. They're going to take our focus away, potentially from our health. For those of us that are Optavia coaches, it can take our eye off the ball as far as our business. So just staying connected is a really good idea. So we're gonna keep this short tonight, because we know your time is precious. So first of all, kudos for making the decision to be on with us. And what I wanted to do tonight was just kind of talk for a minute about how do we finish up the month of December, right? So what's going on there? And we've done the last call, if you watched it back in November, we talked about the importance of having a plan, kind of knowing what you're doing. And I'm talking really right now about your personal health. Where do you want the year to end for you? So when you see yourself on December 31st or January 1st, where do you want to be? What do you want it to look like? And it's okay, it's your decision. But if we don't have a plan, we're kind of planning not to succeed. So that's what I would say. Work with your coach closely. That's what we're here for. More than ever, you probably have dinners to go to, luncheons to go to, temptations at work, holiday parties. There's probably more temptations even than when we talked about the holidays at Thanksgiving time. But all of those tips that we gave you for Thanksgiving, they all apply still. So we didn't want to spend your time going over that again, because you can find the same information. If you search through our Eat, Live, and Be Optavia Facebook page, you're going to see several Facebook Lives that we did just a few weeks ago for Thanksgiving about tips for managing the holidays. So just go back and revisit that. And another great tool that we have is the Healthy Celebrations Guide, and your health coach can help guide you to where to find that. So having a strategy is important, and then setting a plan for 2018. So Julie, you coach a lot of clients. I'll have you unmute yourself, but you coach a lot of clients, and you're having a lot of conversations now with clients, maybe who are in the weight loss zone, some aren't. And tell us kind of what those conversations are going like and how you're working with your clients.
Yeah, it's been, December is always an interesting time. And I mean, personally, I find it's a challenging time. I mean, there are things every single weekend. There's events, there's drinking, there's parties. So my questions with clients have been kind of what I ask myself is, how do I want to end December? And I'm asking my clients the same thing. And I would encourage you guys to think through, whether you're a client or you're a coach, is where do you want to end the year and start 2018? And so for myself, I don't want to step on the scale and see extra pounds. Like, that's discouraging to me. So my goal is at least to maintain over the holidays. And that's what I've said to clients is, what do you want after the holidays are over? Do you want to look at the scale and see the same number, or are you determined to see the scale down? So whatever your answer is that's what you need to do. So if you want to see the scale down, it's going to require you still sticking to the routine, sticking to 5 and 1 the majority of the time. I had a client that emailed me this morning or texted me, and she said, I ate kale and drank green tea all week, and I'm still the same. And I called her later today and I said, are you being serious? And she said, yes. And I asked her like what the rest of her week looked like. And from our conversation, it was very apparent that it may not have been exactly 5 and 1 all week. So then it probably makes sense that you're not going to necessarily see weight loss. The other things were too much. So it's guiding clients and reminding them and asking them, what do they really want? And then having to follow through with that is the harder part, because there's so many temptations. But those temptations become minimal when you know what you really want, right? So helping clients just think through that and remember the bigger picture, because there is so much in front of us right now that's tempting us. But what do we really want is what I go back to with clients and myself.
Mm-hmm. And I think that I would say from experience, that's really good information, Julie. And from experience with working with clients, honestly, actually a client shared with me this week. She said she's fully on 5-in-1 plan. And she said, you know what? It's not that hard, because she goes, I realized that there are temptations year round. Like Christmas is not as special as it used to be. You know, it used to be like only those cookies came out at Christmas time, or candy only came out at Christmas time. But, you know, we treat ourselves all the time now. Our society does. So, you know, in her perspective, it was like business as usual. She had made this decision and going to go. And I will say from experience, if you are on the 5-in-1 plan and you are in fat burn, stay the course. Just stay the course. The less deviation, I mean, the less hunger, the less cravings, the less frustration you'll have. Your coach can work with you how to navigate the actual event, but just stay in the zone. Just stay in the zone. If you've come out of the zone or whatever, you choose that on certain days you want to, that's okay. Just work closely with your coach. I mean, there's never any judgment from us, but what we do want to do is help you achieve what it is you said you wanted. So as Julie said, and the other thing to keep in mind is, and I think you probably know this, if you're on the call, you are engaged, is to stay engaged and not being in weight loss mode. I mean, Julie, to not gain weight, what does that mean? Does that mean you abandon your habits of health and cross your fingers and hope nothing happens? Or what does it look like?
I still have a plan. And for me, it's just, I may have one drink on the weekends, but it's one. Like I have one drink, and I know that's where my line is. For some other people, it may not be, you can have any, like you've learned, if you have a drink and I get out of fat burn, you don't see any weight loss. Like everybody's line's a little bit different. And I'm sure you guys all know that now by doing 5-in-1. You've learned those lines. So it looks different for each person, but I know where that is for me. And if it's too much, I'm going to be disappointed in myself.
Exactly. And really it's like, it's not something we do the 5-in-1 and then we go back to a free-for-all, and we come back to a 5-in-1, do a free-for-all, because then we haven't learned anything, right? We're treating it like a diet. But, you know, to not gain simply means following the 6 meals a day, drinking your water, still getting your movement, your exercise, and then if there are some additions or whatnot. But really, for the most part, keeping the strategy. I mean, it really requires, you know, intentionality. So that's important. So that's how we're going to finish the year, right? So work closely with your coach. I say, set your intention, set your goal for year end. What do you want them to look like? What do you know? And then the new thing is then now we're up, and I can't believe we're talking like 3 weeks away, if that. We're in a new year, you guys. And no matter where we are in our health journey, we are constantly evolving. Right? We've always got to be setting our next goal, setting our new intention. I think, Joanna, it might be you just recently got to transition, you know, so you'll be like setting the next goal and whatnot. So we've all got to be setting the next strategy, or maybe we're going to incorporate, you know, intentional exercise on January 1st, you know, whatever that next thing is. So I encourage you to be thinking about that now, and be thinking about what you want it to look, you know, work with your coach on setting your intention for and your goals and writing them down for January 1st. But we have something cool that we wanted to share with you guys. One for your personal interest, and then also for possibly sharing with your connections and people you care about that may be interested in it. So starting on January 8th, 2018, we are going to offer what we call a focus group for our team. So what this is that we are going to be extending an invitation to all of our clients, as well as new clients, people that want to make a commitment that for 30 days, we're going to go all in and totally embrace everything that Optavia offers. So maybe you've been doing the program, but you really haven't been watching the weekly webinars. Or maybe you've been doing the program and you haven't been connecting with your coach on a weekly basis. Or maybe you've been doing the program, but you haven't been really actively participating in our Facebook page or reading Dr. A's book. But what we're going to do is really go all in as a group, and kind of, there's power in linking arms with people that have similar goals and run together. So basically what the focus group will look like is that you're going to commit or recommit to the eating plan or your eating plan, whatever it is that you agree to with your coach, that you're going to interact. We're going to have a post that's going to show up daily in our Eat, Live, and the Optavia page that's going to be interactive, asking for a response. Day one might be, what's your goal? What's your goal for the next 30 days? What would you like to see happen? Why is that important to you? So really starting to connect and bond as a group, but also taking that time to think about these important things that are going to drive your success. So we've done them before. We did one in June of last year. It was wildly successful. Average person lost like 11 pounds on it. So this is a great opportunity for you to think about people in your world. So you've got people that are asking, I'm sure, what you're doing. And statistics show that people right now, like it's all next week, they're really making their decision about what they're going to do in 2018. You know, people that aren't a part of Optavia yet. So it's a perfect opportunity to introduce them to it and just say, you know what, my coach told me about this focus group. You've seen my success on the program. Would love to have you talk to my coach about it. And when you bring people in your world and start helping them get healthy, as good as you feel on our program, it's absolutely amazing to extend that gift to somebody else. And then the more people you have around you that are doing the same thing, the more likely all of you guys are going to be successful together. So I wanted to take this opportunity. Susan Giesland, you have a couple of clients on the line that actually participated in our last focus group. And I thought maybe you could share a little bit and have them share about what prompted them to go ahead and move forward with the focus group and what was their experience with it.
Absolutely. I'd love to. One of my clients, her name is Verna. We've known each other almost the entire time I've lived in Georgia. She was one of the first people I met. And she contacted me when we were talking about the focus group. And I won't put, words in her mouth, but decided to join the focus group. And she has been very, very successful ever since in her weight loss. So I want to introduce Verna. You'll have to unmute yourself, Verna, and just, if you wouldn't mind, just kind of share what attracted you to the focus group, what you liked about it, and what the overall experience was for you.
We're going to need you to unmute yourself, yeah.
If you click on the screen, it's on the bottom left-hand side.
You know what, Verna, you stop. I will do it for you, okay?
Is that it?
There you are. You're good.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Uh-oh. We still can't hear you, Verna.
Okay. Is that better?
Yes.
This is my first time using Zoom, so I apologize.
Congratulations. You're doing great.
So, like Susan said, we've known each other for years. We actually ran into each other once at a weight loss place, which I don't know if you remember that, Susan. That was, I don't know, probably 8 years ago. And so we've been Facebook friends for a while, and I saw her posting, contact me, and I kept thinking, I need to reach out, and I never did. And then I saw the focus group, and it was a specific invitation to folks who are interested, and it really was just the catalyst for me to make it happen. So the random post, it just was one of those things that's on the to-do list, but without any specific date. But the focus group says, we're going to do this thing. It starts on this day. Contact me and I'll get you set up. So it put a timeline on it. It gave me a call to action. And, if I don't have a time to do something, then it just keeps getting delayed. So that was my trigger. And I loved the daily post on how people were doing, and the reminders that I'm not in this alone. So I think I did really well. I enjoyed the Facebook connection. I still like reading them. I'm not as actively posting in Facebook, but I loved seeing how everybody was doing and the reminders and the support on a daily basis, knowing that there were people there available. And I think it was it the first week, Susan, that we talked every day. That was really, really helpful. So honestly, just the call to action, and this is the date we're getting started, so join us. It was really a trigger for me.
That's great, and that's very typical, that a lot of times, like you said, you see something, you're like, I need to do that, but then when you saw that specific invitation, it made sense to you. And really all you were committing to was that 30 days, but obviously it worked for you, right? So do you mind sharing with you? I'd love to hear your story in terms of if you can even remember how much you lost that first month. Was that the June focus group?
It was the June focus group. I think I was 15 or 18 pounds. I actually have my log, so let me look.
Yeah.
14. I
Fantastic.
lost 14 pounds.
That's good. So when you're inviting people, right? Like that's so good. You can go back and remember that and say, you know what, I lost 14 pounds my first month. How much have you lost so far overall?
I've lost 34 pounds.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I actually just had a work event this afternoon, and I saw someone I hadn't seen since the eclipse. Was that in August?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've only lost, I don't know, maybe 8 pounds since August. It's obviously gotten slower. And she just kept saying, "You look like a relative of Verna. You don't even look like her anymore." So it was awesome. It was a fabulous feeling today.
Yeah, that's so special. That's so special. And what besides the number on the scale going down, what have you enjoyed the most about your transformation, or what has surprised you?
Well, two things. So I love Christmas, and so I did the decorating a week or two ago, and it was a lot easier. So having lost the 34 pounds, I could go longer. I was able to get up into the storage space and pull the things down. And the other one is I can cross my legs and actually used to be you cross your legs and the one that's crossed is like floating up here, and now they're more. So, my legs are both pointing to the ground. So I think it's that's always been something that's kind of bugged me when I was bigger, and I was like, why is my foot sticking all the way? It's like a right angle. Yeah.
It's the little things. That's great. Well, I love your enthusiasm. Yeah, that's what you share with people, right? When they ask you, what are you doing? Like, all I know is it feels great, so excellent. Well, thank you for taking time to share with us. Very, very valuable.
You're welcome. And thank you guys, and thank you, Susan, for bringing this program forward and sharing it.
That's what we do. That's what really I put a post in our group today about being vulnerable and sharing, whether you're a client or a coach, it's us as individuals that are going to make that positive impact on other people. And usually it's simply by sharing, people just don't know it's out there, and it could change their life just like it did yours.
Yeah.
Very good. Thanks, Verna. Susan, is your other client on the line?
Yeah, I have another client that's actually a husband-wife couple that were introduced to me by another client of mine in Virginia. And this couple is just super fun. Lynn is a nurse, and Sean has a very busy job where he travels a lot right now, but he's going to be
Susan, you are muted. Yeah, there you are. Yeah.
Is that, you can hear me now? Okay, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you kind of shorted
But anyway,
out
they've done, oh yeah, that's probably my phone. But they've done really great. And Lynn and Sean, they're on by phone, and their phone number starts with 540.
Okay,
so
I will unmute you guys. I think I can. I'll unmute you guys. Yep,
okay.
Your phone. You're open, Lynn.
Hello.
Hi, how are you guys?
Hi, Sean. Great.
Hey,
how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Great, great. So you guys also were part of the focus group in June, right?
We were, yeah.
Yeah. What was it about the focus group that that attracted you to it?
We have friends who, a friend who was doing Take Shape for Life, and we saw her. We hadn't seen her in a couple of months, and we were just really amazed at how good she looked and how much energy she had, and she was just raving about Take Shape for Life. So it just happened to be the focus group was coming up at the time that we were speaking to her about this, and it was just a good opportunity. It presented itself at the right moment for us. It was good for us because we do have really busy lives, and it's kind of overwhelming to try to start something new and do meal prep and planning and work it in around their busy schedule. So the focus group, we were able to get online and have support there, but also to find recipes and suggestions about how to fit this into our schedule. And it worked out very well. You got comments, Sean?
Yeah, it's like Lynn said, the ideas and the meals and things like that made it easier. You know, you feel like you give up a lot as far as, you know, satisfaction of, you know, your taste buds sometimes. But when you can diet for the majority of the day and then you can still have a good meal in the evening, then it does make it all worthwhile, especially the next morning when you stand on the scale and you see the difference. So it's definitely a motivator.
Yeah, that's good. It's nice that when you follow this process, you know, you're going to get that outcome that you're looking for. So Lynn and Sean, do you remember how much you lost that first month? And then like what's your story so far? You obviously stayed with it. So how much have you guys each lost so far?
I don't remember exactly how much I lost that first month. I think it was about maybe 7 or 8 pounds. I've lost a total of about 23 pounds so far. Sean, what about you? Sean's lost.
I'm looking at my Fitbit. I think I lost 15 the first month, and overall I've lost 40. So that's just awesome. That's just the comments from people who haven't seen me in a while. They're just like, man, you were totally different, and well, I feel totally different too.
Good.
Yeah,
I was going to ask you what, you know, same question, like what has surprised you or what have you enjoyed about the transformation other than seeing that number go down on the scale?
Well, for me, just the way I feel, and there was something about inflammation that either was posted around or we spoke about it before, but you know, tying my shoes and I heard the other lady talking about crossing her legs, and me sitting in the floor and getting up and be able to cross my legs and you know, it's all changed. You know, the flexibility I felt at the time, 50 at the time, I'm 51 now. I just felt like, well, you're just getting old and it's just the way you're going to feel. And it kind of stunk, but I started losing the weight and the flexibility came back and I felt like walking. I started walking again as exercise, you know, and I feel, you know, younger. I feel healthier and I feel like, you know, I can even get even more healthier. I can lose more weight and I can feel better, just feel healthier and feel better about myself.
Yeah, that's
so other
awesome.
than the weight loss, yeah.
And how about you, Lynn?
Let's see, other than weight loss, well, I don't cook. I'm not a cook. I hate to cook, and I think I've found out that I can actually make some pretty easy, simple dishes that are really good and delicious and healthy. And it Sean travels a lot. He's gone out of town a lot, so we started making meals together and going through recipes and picking out stuff together, and sometimes doing the groceries together. So we were actually had that in common to spend a little bit more time together and connect with each other. And we have dinner with each other every night that we can, which is not something that we were doing before. We kind of each got our own meals on the go, which was part of the problem. So we started having a little bit more time together as far as sitting down and eating and meal planning and prepping. I also have very bad allergies, and like Sean said, with the inflammation process, it just kind of took that inflammatory process away to the point where I was able to stop taking my allergy medications. Just felt so much better. And I had a horrible habit of drinking soda. I was drinking 4 to 6 cans of soda a day and had been doing that for years. And as a nurse, I know how unhealthy that is and the long-term effects but I couldn't seem to break the habit, and I was afraid to try because I'd been doing it for so long. I have not had a soda since June the 5th. So I break that habit.
Yeah, creating some new habits of drinking more water and healthy things. Well, thank you
Absolutely.
guys.
Now,
Yeah,
go ahead.
thank you. Oh, go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you.
Nope, I'm done.
Okay. Susan, thank you. Thank you, Susan, for introducing them to the health coach or to the focus group. And hopefully by hearing this, I love client stories because it's just a reminder to all of us. We sometimes tend to forget, how good we feel and how good all in the freedoms that this gives us. And then usually when I hear a story, it just opens my mind. I start thinking about, somebody else I know who, is struggling in some way. So, so again, a great opportunity to share about our focus group. So we're going to wrap it up. Julie, you have an activity in Charlotte this weekend? What do you have this month in Charlotte for our clients?
We're hopeful we're going to have our workout Fit and Fuel on Saturday morning. The weather looks a little iffy. So we'll keep you guys posted, but that's the plan, 10 o'clock Saturday morning.
Okay. And are you doing your typical monthly meeting this month?
No, that's the only time we're going to get together. So there's a chance if it's bad weather and raining, we'll go to Whole Foods instead and have our meeting there. So I'll keep y'all posted.
Okay, and that's for clients and coaches in the Charlotte area and guests. And then here in Atlanta, just remember that on Mondays we have our Habits of Health class. If you can attend that, that's Mondays in the East Cobb area at 7. So that is it for our monthly call. Again, stay active on our board, stay connected with your coach. Hope you guys have wonderful holidays. Just appreciate every one of you. And you really are giving yourself a gift, with health. There's nothing else that's more valuable for yourself or your family. So thank you. We are going to stay on the line, coaches. If you are a client and you are interested in exploring coaching or kind of seeing the level of training that we provide and community that we have as coaches, you're welcome to stay on. But we're going to just, if not, feel free to go ahead and jump off at this point. All right, you guys. So what we thought we would do tonight, Susan, thank you so much for your clients being on the call. I think that was really, really helpful. And what we thought we'd do now tonight is actually talk about logistics for the focus group, because for some of us, we've been through one before, but for a lot of us, this is the first time, or maybe we're going to do it differently this time if you didn't actively participate. But just so you know, I mean, this is the time of year that, probably the hardest part about being an entrepreneur is staying committed to our business when life gets busy, right? So right now during the holidays, you've got everything else pulling you away, and it's real easy to let this slide, right? Because it's not like you have to report to work, right? It's not like you have to be at the office and somebody's waiting for you. So this is can seem like something extra to do, even though for most of us, it's really what we want to be doing and where we want to be putting our energy. But what I really, really want to enforce is that we don't want to waste the month of December. The month of December is what's going to drive your January, February, and March. It's all the seeds that we're planting and the conversations that we're having with people. And the magic is happening now. So, as your business, coach in this arena, that my advice is, because I've been doing this a while, and I've done it both ways, taking my eye off the ball and kept my foot on the gas, and keeping your foot on the gas is definitely going to work to your favor in terms of how you want your first quarter to look. So offering this focus group is a great opportunity, because what it does is it gives us a talking point to talk to people, whether we're talking to our current clients, talking to them about bringing us referrals, or talking to pre-clients and spreading the word. So it just really is a great opportunity for us to get out and connect with more people. And Julie, do you just want to elaborate a little bit more on what you were sharing before, but from a coach perspective and the business?
Yeah, so I think I was trying to remember the wording that I think it was Dan Valentine used the other night. Like right now in December, there's not as much emotional feedback as a coach. Like we're used to getting people started. And like for me, I find it really hard that not everybody's jumping on board like tomorrow. So having that, it's having structural coaching. And I think that was like, for me, it was such a good affirmation of, okay, don't worry about the emotional right now. Focus on the structure and what I'm doing as a coach. So for me, and for this focus group, for all of us, I think that's the way to like funnel everything into what we know is coming. And so all these people are asking me like, well, I'm not really focused right now. I don't really want to do anything, but January, I know I need to do something. So then for us, it's a perfect way to say, we have this awesome group kicking off in January. Let's plan to connect like mid to end December. I can tell you all about it. That way, you know, you have a plan, just like your clients talked about, Susan. Like they knew there was a date, they knew it was starting. So we can get them all signed up and set so that they can get rolling. In their heads, they know they have a plan. And in our heads, we know we already have this client ready to go. So for me, I think it's a win-win for all of us. It's going to be a great way to get people going, even though they may not be quite ready tomorrow.
Right. We're going to start the conversations. And like Julie said, it might be that you have a conversation and they'll say, well, you know, I might be interested in that. And then you set a date to follow up with them, you know, like the week before Christmas or shortly after Christmas or whatever. And the nice thing about the focus group is exactly what Julie said. I mean, it really is just a call to action, right? So it's business as usual in terms of, you know, it's exactly what I described on the first part of the call. Is we really are the way I describe a focus group to somebody. If I am talking to a potential client, is I say, you know what, you might want to participate in our focus group. We've got something great starting in January. Basically, what we're doing is we're getting a group of people together that are all committing that they're gonna, you know, go all in with our program. We offer a lot of different components. We're gonna embrace all of it together and just make a commitment. For 30 days, go all in. And we really want to see what happens. You know, there's just power of doing this together. So people like that. They like the idea of being a part of something bigger than just themselves. And making change is scary. So when they feel like, oh, I'm stepping into something with a group, it makes a difference. And it also creates a sense of urgency, like, ooh, I want to be in that group, you know, so that they might go ahead and take that next step. And very, very often, I mean, I'm having conversations now. I've got a call tomorrow with somebody. She wants to go ahead and order her fuelings and everything she's going to start January 2nd, and people can start sooner than the 8th if they want. But she's ready to talk now. Go ahead and get set now. So if somebody's ready, bam, we're doing it, you know. So don't feel like you have to wait or start a follow-up conversation. So I have a document that I'm going to post in our Team Courchin group, but I thought I'd go ahead and share my screen, just kind of walk through some of the logistics with you, because we're going to actually start some soft marketing of this on Monday. But I want to back up first. Really, the marketing can begin with your very next conversation that you have with somebody, whether it's a client who maybe not be all in right now with their program. Great way to talk to them about it, and to reach your connections and your pre-clients, follow up, things like that. So give me a second here. Go ahead.
Real quick, one of the things Joanna and we had talked about a couple of weeks ago when we met, I knew this focus group was coming, and Joanna said to me, she's like, Julie, I have a couple of people that when I reached out to them and we were messaging on Facebook, they didn't respond to my last, like, do you want to plan time to talk? And I said, well, this is a perfect opportunity to reach back out to those people that didn't respond, tell them we have this focus group coming, and see if they want to plan time next week to talk. And that's exactly what Joanna, I think we have one call scheduled next Tuesday night, and you're working on the other one. So and they both responded right away. So it's like the perfect way to reach back out and talk to those people that may have fallen off or you haven't heard from or whatever.
Yeah, that's a great example. Very typical of what can happen, because just like the Verna said, you know, she made that comment. She said, you know, I've been thinking I need to do something. I've been thinking, I saw Susan's post, but they were, you know, it was just kind of rattling around in her head. So like when Joanna reached out to somebody, gave a specific invitation, hey, I've got something you might be interested in. Would you like to talk? That prompted the conversation. So it's going to be a win for everybody, you know, because, you know, they're going to, you know, get on the path to better health with this focus group. So let me share my screen. And if you've got a question, here we go. Just feel free to stop me. All right. So I will post this, and really I just want to kind of give you a kind of a timeline of what's going to happen. I'm going to actually do the lead in terms of the social media post and the emails that are sent, and it's through a program that I have called Synduit. It's an option for all coaches that you can use. It's a email and social media marketing tool that we can have a subscription to. And if you are a member of Synduit, I know several of our coaches are, you can launch this campaign through that yourself and have your post automatically done. But the beauty of it is that as a team, you're going to be able to take my post and then download the image and then re-upload it and then just copy and paste. You're not going to have to create anything new, which is my point. This is a very no-brainer on your part. And I think the biggest thing I really want to point out is that the social media and the email is it is a gentle layering tool. It's not what's going to get people to sign up. It's actually the individual extensions and conversations and reaching out to people that it should be the primary focus that we have. So just kind of run through again. I mean, the real purpose of a focus group is to, client acquisition. It's a great marketing tool, really providing that call to action for people. It's going to be a 30-day focus group, and it starts on Monday, January 8th. Basically, the client's going to sign up, or if it's an existing client, they're going to recommit, but they're going to sign up to go on the eating plan. Okay, so it's not like we're going to take people in this that aren't going to follow our plan. We're going to have them on our eating plan, whatever. For most people, it's the 5-in-1. There's those rare cases. It might be a nursing mom or something like that. But we're going to have the appropriate plan for them. And basically, it's just as I said before, how we describe it. Basically a group of people that are going to go all in for 30 days. With our last focus group, we actually did do the math on it and had an average weight loss of 11 pounds. For it. But if you talk to people in terms of weight loss, be sure to always caveat and say the clinical study, our disclaimer, our compliance disclaimer is that the average person loses 20 pounds in 12 weeks on our program with support. So the information and like the emails and the letters is that we're basically going to say that as a team, as a group, that we're looking for 50 people that want to participate in this. Now, we're going to take more, right? Like 50 is not a cap, but what we want to do is just kind of put out there that it's going to be big. Like, you don't want to miss this. It's big. And we really are hoping that we can have the majority of the orders placed by December 31st, by the end of this month. That's going to do two things. That is going to really, for the client's benefit, with the holiday, January 1st, being on a Monday, et cetera, based on shipping dates, we want to make sure our clients get their program before the start date, if possible. That's just going to make it as simple as possible. The other is that it can really help you as a health coach finish the month strong in December. And like I said, everything's going to be business as usual for you. You'll start your clients the same way. You'll give them that individual coaching. But then the difference will be that there will be a post every single day in our Eat, Live, and Be Healthy group that will start. Actually, it starts like a day or two before the actual event, but it'll say like, January Lifelong Transformation Focus Group, day 1, and it'll be posted every morning for interactive activities. So just like we said for marketing, really start now, start tomorrow. I know you're busy with other things, but if you really one way, I was just talking with another coach today about it, is if you made your list of who do you need to follow up with, who do you want to let know about this in your world? Does everybody in your world know you're a health coach? Do they know that you have this focus group available? Because again, they may not be interested, but they might know somebody interested, and that's a good way to talk to people about it. Start those conversations right away, but make a list and then just divide that list up. If you called 2 or 3 people in a day, it'd probably take you half hour tops to do that. And if you did that every day between tomorrow, December 9th, and December 31st, or the start date of the event, that'd be a lot of people you'd be talking to. So just keep that in perspective, because I know that we're all busy. Great to call. This is a great thing to reach out to your inactive clients, maybe people who've done the program before, and maybe didn't go through transition or maintenance effectively, or maybe they kind of fell off the program. It's a great way to introduce them to re-engage your clients that are struggling. And I personally really talk it up with my clients. You heard what I was doing on the other call, is really working on referrals, and you might want to consider offering a referral, either cash on account to your clients. You can talk to your coach about that if you don't know what that is, but offer them cash on account if they give you a referral. And what I'll do with my friends and my family and whatnot, I'll say, if maybe they're not on program, but I'll say, if you send me somebody, I'd be happy to thank you for that, because people I don't, I'd be happy to give you a $25 Amazon gift card, whatever. Now everybody's business is different. It could be a $5 Starbucks card, you don't have to, but it's just a thought that you can really show your appreciation to other people for helping us out. What's really interesting is that Synduit is a marketing company. Like, they are experts in social media marketing. So it's very interesting because they prepare the post and the wording and everything for us. And today I went in and I was looking at it, and they actually, for this campaign, have 10 Facebook posts, and they're very different. It was a little different than my typical style, but I've always trusted their system. So I'm gonna probably go with what they offer, but I will say that just remember, as an individual business owner, if something doesn't feel right to you or you want to modify it, you certainly can. But again, I'm gonna kind of trust the experts on this one. But to give you an idea, and again, I just want you to remember that Facebook and email are just layering techniques. Please don't rely solely on this, because people are very, very busy this time of year. So not everybody's checking Facebook on a regular basis. A lot of people are kind of burnt out by social media. They're not on as much as they used to be. And also Facebook keeps changing their algorithms. So you never ever know what who's seeing your post and not. So we're going to kind of start gently with this, because we've got some time until the start date on January 8th. We didn't want to be out too hot and heavy, too much, too fast. So basically what it's going to look like is, starting next week on Monday the 11th, I will do a Facebook post. The first Facebook post will go out, kind of a preliminary invite announcement on it. Very basic, very generic. And so that'll go out on Monday. And then on Thursday, if you scroll down here, on Thursday of that week, there's an email available that you can send. And I'm going to kind of show you how you're going to get a copy of that email. So basically next week, it's Monday Facebook post, Thursday email. The following week, the week of December 18th, same thing. Monday email, Monday Facebook post, Thursday email. Then we're going to wait. We're going to hit it again on Tuesday the 26th, and then an email on the 28th, and then that'll be it for emails to people. And then after that, they're very quick, short, like, hey, last chance, filling out for my focus group. There'll be some quick posts, and you can kind of see the dates here. We'll do the 29th, the 31st, and then people can still sign up that first week in January. And a lot of people will be on holiday and vacations and won't be around for you to talk to. So you can absolutely be talking to people in early January, ordering. They may not have their food by the 8th, but they can start soon. So this is what it's going to look like. It might change, but you might want to, I'm going to have this on our page, and you might want to mark your calendar. I'll put posts in our group on those days, like the post is up. Go ahead and copy it. But this is kind of a preliminary schedule. Just to give you an idea of how you do this on your end, okay? The way that the Synduit system works is that a benefit to me is it's going to have a link for my connections to click to, that's going to allow them to get more information and register for it. Unless you're a member of Synduit, you don't have access to that. So where any of my posts might say, click here to register, or click here for more information, you're going to delete that from your post, and you're just going to change it. And I have this written in the document, but you're just going to change it to contact me for more info. But what I am going to recommend is that you, as a health coach on our team, please go ahead and click that link and register yourself. Because what that's going to do is that then you're going to be on my email list, and it's going to send you the emails. That's going to make it real easy for you to then copy and paste into your own emails. the real important that you do with the Facebook post, you do want to download the picture, download it to your computer, highlight, copy my post, and then upload the picture and paste and create your own Facebook post. What you don't want to be doing is sharing my post or sharing somebody else's post. We want to make it look like it's authentic and coming directly from you. So that is really the highlights. I'm going to open this up to questions because I'm sure you've got some, but I will post this and just kind of reminders of what your next steps are going to be. ASAP, start your conversations about this with your clients and potentials. Monday, mark your calendar to be looking for my post. You're going to register using my link. But then when you do your Facebook post, you're going to change that wording. You're going to take out my link and you're just going to change it to contact me for more info or private message me for more info. And then same thing with emails. You're not going to forward my emails. You're going to copy and then create your own email and put your contact information in it. And again, we can take people up into the start date. So let me stop sharing here. I'll post that for you guys. Let's slow down and take any questions that you have. Shauna, you want to unmute yourself?
Okay, so toward the end of December, I'm going to be sponsoring an old friend from North Carolina, and her husband both want to do this, but they can't do it at the same time, so they're staggering their sign up. So she's going to sign up in December. He's going to sign up sometime in January. I'm assuming maybe the first couple of weeks of January or mid-January. If they both want to do this, how do we bring John into this? Because Noelle will already be signed up. They're going to share her first batch, of fuelings until, and that way they're not always ordering at the same time and having such a chunk of money come out at the same time. So how do I incorporate John?
Well, I mean, actually, if I'm hearing you correctly, and that your approach is perfect, that's what I love to do with couples is very often start them with one kit that they can split. So that's going to last them, 15 days, right? So you're going to have to reorder for them really by the time they start, no later than about 10 days into it, because we don't want them to run out of food.
Okay.
But you're right, because what that'll do is that'll give them a schedule where every 2 weeks they have orders coming in. So if they've forgotten something. So if I'm hearing you correctly, they're both going to be starting the program. They can start as soon as they want. If they want to go ahead and start on January 2nd and then just start paying attention to the Facebook post and all that and being a part of it, that's A-okay. But I think you can just go ahead and register both of them for it. No problem.
Okay, so even if he waits till, say, she's going to order at the very end of December so they can start right at the beginning of January. Say he doesn't order again till like the 15th or I see what you're saying. He's going to have to order earlier in order to get the food so they don't run out of food. Okay.
Yeah. And even though we don't have an account in his name, like, like he's on the program and whatnot. And to be honest with you, I mean, this is a team thing. This is just us participating. It's not a company thing. I mean, it's not a whole company wide thing. It's just us. So really as coaches, please, what I'd love for you to each do is you're going to keep your own list of participants in the focus group, and you're going to keep track of your own clients' results in that 30 days, and you can feed that back to me at the end. But basically on your records, you're just going to have Jane and Tom, that they're both in the focus group.
Okay.
Yeah,
makes sense.
That was good.
Thank you.
Other questions? See, we have the gifted and talented group here. Wow. So Linda, I see you comfortable, but you're just holding your head. Any questions? You good? All right. Are you guys excited about this? Do you think it'll be a helpful tool? I mean, we really want to do it to really provide those talking points for you. So, so very good. Well, post any other questions you have. Julie or Susan, did I miss anything? Anything you'd like to add to it? Okay, this is our longest call. It's always that first call of the month. So thanks for your time. And go ahead and let you guys go.
I will
Yeah.
say one more quick thing is use it with your current clients too, because I had a client text me today and she said, I can't wait to get restarted on January 1st. So I know that means she's not following plan right now. I know she's not focused. So it's a great way to reach out and say, that's okay. Let me help you get through December. And then we have this focus group starting in January. It'll be an awesome way for you to refocus and jump back on plan. So if you have clients that you're seeing that and they're saying that, it is great to get them in the focus group too. So that's been a big help for current and inactive clients. Like Dee said before, reach out to them that you haven't talked to in a while.
Yeah, I have been coaching, for 6.5 years, and I will say we've done maybe two or three of the focus groups. I can't remember, but the greatest number of participants I had were former clients. Maybe somebody from 3 or 4 years ago, and they'll respond either to the email that I sent, or I take time and I actually go through my list. And I mean, there's hundreds of them, but I'll go through and call. Just if I'm leaving a message, just say, want to check in, see how you're doing. Just want to let you know something I've got going on. So always keep track of that. You can get those lists from the back office, but a lot of times people drift away, but they always come back. So, because they know it works.
From the back office.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. So, yeah, and thanks for your patience. You guys really have been stellar. There are a lot of kinks with this new system. I mean, it's just, more than we expected. But, I have never found anything except the best, and as far as the company doing it and making things right. So, I am personally just taking the mindset that this too shall pass. It will be over and above and better than, a month from now we'll forget this happened. So thanks for your confidence in that, and your as Dr. A says, playing above the line, just that emotional intelligence. So, all right, appreciate every one of you guys. Happy holidays, and we'll be in touch on our board and all that. But appreciate every one of you guys. Thanks.